The first group of SANDF troops have arrived at the Waterkloof Airforce Base from the DRC. They were deployed in Goma in the eastern DRC for a SADC peacekeeping mission. A total of 14 South African troops from both the SADC and UN missions in the DRC were killed when the M23 rebels launched an offensive on Goma. The arrival of the SANDF members was delayed by several weeks from Goma to Tanzania. Tanzania was used as an assembly point as these troops couldn't fly from Goma to South Africa due to the unavailability of the airport in Goma. It was closed off during the fighting between the DRC soldiers and the M23 rebels. Briefing the media earlier today, Defence Minister Angie Motshekga said logistical challenges were experienced in bringing home the first group of the soldiers. And the first batch of the South African troops from the DRC have landed at the Airforce Base in Waterkloof. Their return was marred by logistical delays earlier today, and for more on this, we now speak to Rear Admiral Prince Tshabalala from the SANDF to tell us more about these troops which have now arrived. Mr. Tshabalala, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. Let's start off here. We now have seen and you have confirmed as the SANDF that the first group of SANDF members have now arrived back from the DRC.
Yes, the return of the troops marks a significant milestone in the service of the SANDF, and the troops actually marks the conclusion of the critical regional peacekeeping deployment, but it also underscores South Africa's enduring commitment to peace, security and stability on the African continent.
And Prince, if maybe you can confirm for us the number of troops that have indeed landed. We understand earlier on, we heard from the minister that they were expecting just under 250 of those SANDF members. How many have indeed arrived at the Waterkloof Airforce Base today?
What I can explain to the public is that these aircraft in the next couple of days, with an interval of 2 days or 3 days, a number of aircraft will be landing in South Africa, and we are in the group of 250. Sometimes that number will double up because of the turnaround of the aircraft in fetching the troops from Tanzania to South Africa. So a total, we might have seen almost about aircraft basically landing almost 9 times, meaning that we might see the traveling time doubling up so that we can complete the operation by the end of the month. We are talking here about more than 2,000 troops that we are fetching from Tanzania back to South Africa.
And Prince, maybe if you can just give us a bit of insight as well when it comes to some of the logistical challenges that was faced, by yourselves, trying to ensure that indeed these troops do land in South Africa today. We heard from the minister saying that there were a number of technical and logistical challenges. Just take us through why indeed they were late and, what caused some of these challenges.
Look, we are operating in a very, very difficult and risky terrain where we are. Now, the SADC had started a plane from the Tanzanian airline. Unfortunately, because of the number of troops that were fetching, the decision was made by SADC to charter a bigger plane. During that time, there was a decision that was made that the bigger plane will be much more suited to carry this function. Unfortunately, it was discovered that the stairway or that the airplane we have to use to disembark the passengers was too small. Therefore, another alternative airplane had to be sought. And in this time, Tanzanian Airlines decided to subcontract the Kenyan to be able to do that function, who had there is capability of stayway. Hence, we see our troops arriving on the Kenyan airline.
And I mean, Prince, also talking about, just how big this operation is. You spoke earlier on saying that this involves at least more than 2,000 members of the SANDF. How long do you anticipate that it will take for these troops to return back to South Africa?
We anticipate that it is our wish that by end of the month, we'll be able to conclude this operation. Given the situation on the ground and with unforeseen delays, but our objective is to finish this operation by end of the month. But we have to caution that there is a room to allow for other unforeseen delays that might hinder us, such as the terrain and other unforeseen mechanical breakdowns in terms of the vehicles and other aircraft that might break down. So we are calling for patience if that situation arises. But the operation itself, we aim to complete it by the end of the month.
And when it comes to the process of trying to ensure that the equipment being used by the SANDF is also back in the country, how far is that process?
That process is going very, very well. We can confirm to you that the equipment is already in a green zone, meaning it's already in Tanzania, and some of the heavy equipment will be transported via the sea, via shipping through Dar es Salaam, and then the rest will be will be transported utilizing aircraft that will be able to take. But as for the rest of the troops, will be coming through various airplanes that the SADC have chartered for us.
And Prince, before I let you go, I mean, the very most important question here as well is, the manner in which some of these troops arrived in South Africa. How are they feeling? Have you gotten a chance maybe perhaps to speak to them? We saw the visuals coming out tonight, some of them even dancing as they landed at the Waterkloof Airforce Base. How are they feeling?
In fact, it's a moment of jubilation, enjoyment, and it shows the strength and the courage of our troops. The morale is very high, particularly as we are undertaking, because there were a lot of negativity that was reported by a number of the media, which was unwarranted. Now, this demonstration by our soldiers, it shows commitment and discipline and the courage that they have in the midst of adversity. They are able to withstand and face any challenges, and they've shown that they have resilience in terms. Hence, you can see yourself through the visuals that are on TV that the morale is very, very high.
And just to take this a bit more further now, Prince, when can I understand earlier on you were saying that it will take a couple of days now, and this operation is expected to last until the end of the month. How many more planes can we expect in the next coming days to land in South Africa?
Yeah, look, all in all, with this kind of airplanes that are very big, we aim to have at least about approximately 9 of these kind of arrangements and flights that are taken back and forth. And we hope that towards end of the month, that would have achieved the operation. But I just want to also mention that the troops, as you can see with education, they are still going to go to Bloemfontein at their base in Turkey, where they will undergo a process of a proper administrative demobilization, which means that they will go through evaluation and as well as psycho support to ensure that when they integrate with their family, they are well fit and ready to integrate with both their colleagues and including their family. But we, as part of our process, we take cognizance that They are coming from a very, very challenging environment. Hence, it is a standard procedure for us to make sure that they are well taken care in terms of their mental state and the physical state as well. Hence, through our military health services, as well as with the involvement of the chaplaincy, we take them through a 3 to 2 days program. In fact, it's a 3 to 4 days program that ensures that they are well psychologically fit to integrate with their families.
All right, Prince, thank you so much for your time. That's Prince Tshabalala, SANDF Rear Admiral there, just giving us an insight in terms of those SANDF troops who have indeed landed at the Waterkloof Airforce Base.